Hey you guys, it's me, Kazure. Um, I don't have a collective reading or anything like that today. I have a message to share. It was on my heart to share it, and I was gonna write it out, but God was like, put on video. So here we are. Healing is such a wild ride, you guys. It's truly um a roller coaster, but it comes out things come out smooth in the end for sure. So the message that I have to share basically is, and this might not be true for every individual, but like when you think about the different people that you dealt with in the past, like karmic friends, karmic partners, you look at their characteristics and look at how they act, and then think about the people who raised you, as in your parents or parent. For me, my mother and my stepdad. Okay. When I look at the different females in my life or that were in my life, they were very controlling, very jealous, and they were very insecure. Okay. And that's exactly how my mother is. She was actually the very first jealous female in my life. Whether I didn't know it or not at first, looking back, she was definitely the first jealous female in my life. Always instilled fear into me, never wanted me to leave my home state, never wanted me to venture out and do things on my own. And as I grew up and grew older, I dealt with that same thing with females that I was friends with. And they were maybe not so much controlling over me, but they had that spirit of control on them where they wanted things to go their way. And if they didn't, like the world was ending, or they were too afraid to step into the unknown to allow God to work, to, you know what I'm saying, just move on to their next chapter. And I also dealt with, it's like fake love. Like, there are people who pretend to have a good heart, only for when it benefits them. They have a good heart and good intentions until it's not reciprocated in the way they think that it should be, and then they're griping and they're mad and they're upset. Okay. As far as the men, you all know I am gay. The men that I dealt with in my life, mainly like in a romantic way, were very narcissistic, very much. They didn't want to. They couldn't. It's like they couldn't be themselves. They're too worried about image, and that's how my stepdad is. Too worried about image, too afraid to be who they are, which caused them to lash out and to degrade me, and to and try to as well instill fear into me so that I wouldn't move forward and move on from them, because they wanted my energy, but they didn't want to put forth the effort to be like, to, you know what I'm saying, to claim me as theirs, because they were too afraid of what everyone else thought of them. And looking back, that's literally how my stepdad is. Like, he hides behind a mask, doesn't allow himself to be himself, because he spent so many years portraying this certain person who he really isn't. And that gets in the way of growth. And after a while, it just stops you from, it's a hindrance, it's a big blockade, it's a big blockade to healing, and to, to just be the authentic person that you are meant to be. Um, I say all that to say, basically, and it could be good or bad. You know what I'm saying? You have parents who know who they are, that love themselves, and that show that to you. Then that's normally typically the type of people that you meet. You know. But when you have people that raise you that are insecure, jealous of your authenticity, that's normally what you run into on your journey. And those are karmic people that are meant to teach you a lesson, but aren't meant to stay in your life. You know what I'm saying? As hard as that may be to hear, some family is not meant to be in your life, especially in a new chapter when you've healed so much and you come to love yourself to such a certain depth that you just don't care about what anyone has to say, because it's your life, it's you, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one's living it for you, you know? So yeah, I say that, you know what I'm saying, to say that if you're dealing with karmic people, like, take a look at your parents and how they act and how they acted as when you were a child. Especially if it hurts to think about the past and like how they were controlling or just very insecure, didn't want you to do anything for yourself, didn't want you to venture out and just be your happy self. Yeah, it's definitely time to go ahead and look at their characteristics and compare them to karmic people that you had to let go of in your life that were not adding to your happiness. Okay. And it's really just time to let those folks go. It's time to let those folks go. Okay. It's just they're karmic lessons. They're not meant to stay in your life forever, even if they did bring you into this world. You know, that's what it is. Me personally, like, my mom and my stepdad are cut off, okay? Because when I was around them, I felt like I couldn't be me. And it got to a point where I felt like I could only be me while I was out serving the country, you know, in a different country completely, away from them completely, or just like in a different state. And like, no, like that's still a shackle, you know? It's still a shackle. You feel like you can't be yourself because you feel like they're gonna judge you. And people are gonna judge you regardless. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you do. It really doesn't. You be a pure white saint, you know what I'm saying? Snow White saint, and people are still going to judge you. They're gonna hold on to a version of you that has passed away, and really a lot of times try to guilt trip you into doing what they want. And that's not okay, okay? That's just not okay. Like, you live your life, all right? Authentically and genuinely. Don't let anyone stop you. Of course, not no friend, no lover, past, you know what I'm saying, past karmic person, but especially not a parental figure, all right? No. But yeah, that's the message that I was guided to share, and I had to really truly heal, you know what I'm saying, to come from a place of healing to talk about this, so that I could share it with y'all, because I know someone somewhere out there has dealt or is dealing with the same thing that I've dealt with in my past. But yeah, thank you for taking time to watch me, Chaos Zere. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for the daily tarot and oracle card pull. And y'all have a blessed night. Bye.